Assalamualaikum to my panel 1 and panel 2, Puan Ain Idris and Encik Azman. I am Emrat Rashidah Meta Rahman with the battery number B0717104556. I would like to present my project. My project title is Development of Shpu Virtual Laboratory HP Lab in Prediction of Heat Pump Performance using MATLAB Simulink. The slide content of introduction, literature review, methodology, result and conclusion. The introduction is what is HP Lab. HP Lab is HVAC Virtual Laboratory. HVAC means heating, ventilation and air conditioning system. This project conduct on speed heat pump unit, that is equipment to study molecular, that the equipment is located on renewable energy laboratory in UTM. The problem statement of the project is heat pump unit in our laboratory only has one. It is really unbalanced amount compared to our student that study the equipment. That is, the COVID-19 pandemic is really our education field. We can't attend class, especially the laboratory, to do the experiment that need a hands-on, that we need to understand and study. There is two objectives in this project. One, to predict refrigerant properties by develop a simulation model using a graphical user interface. GUI, design in MATLAB Simulink for HV Lab of heat pump. Two, to simulate refrigerant properties mathematical model against an experiment value. Scope for this project is to create graphical user interface GUI for the simulation program. Two, to develop refrigerant properties simulation using a MATLAB Simulink. Three, to build a HV Lab for a heating process for heat pump in 1 year duration using a MATLAB. This literature review states that the University of Science and Technology in Huazhong conduct a virtual laboratory for electrical engineering to implement experiment. This states that the refrigerant used for Mole diagram to analyze the behavior of the compressed dimension. Okay, how the HV Lab is developed? It is the combination of MATLAB and Simulink in the software to conduct the system. Next, the methodology. First, we conduct the experiment using HPU. Second, after we get the data, we develop the programming by using the equation in Simulink. Next, we compare the result of the data that we get. Okay, from the start, before we search the literature review, we identify the problem. Next, we do the experiment and conduct the simulation by develop programming. Next, we develop the GUI to design the interface. Then we setting the formula in Simulink, and after the result is success, we compare the result for experiment and the result from the simulation. Okay, objective 1 is achieved, that to design the interface in GUI in MATLAB. This is consists of input, output of the heating process in heat pumps. Okay, the result based on objective 2, that to simulate mechanical model. Here the table show is the data of the experiment. The data of experiment is to plot the Mole diagram to get the enthalpy. The enthalpy value is to get the result of the calculation of refrigerant cycle. Same goes to the simulation calculation that construct on the Simulink. Okay, result calculation is similar for experiment and simulation, but data for T1, T2 is changed based on either data of refrigerant cycle, and it is assuming there is no refrigerant losses due to heating process, which can be 100% efficiency. This problem may cause of limitation in measuring refrigerant temperature during the experiment running. The refrigerant temperature was measured at surface. Okay, the recommendation for this project is that the HV lab can auto-generate graph, auto-generate technical report, and etc. And next to completing experiment data for equipment in other laboratory under HVAC. Okay, that's a conclusion. Students have the chance to learning to construct system using equation in simulation. In future research, the development and simulation is used to compare experiment result with the simulation result. That is easy for student and lecturer to conduct the laboratory session. This has really useful to perform online studies such as in this recent pandemic. There is no face-to-face. That student prefer a virtual study which is simple interaction to understand the lesson. Thank you.